welcome to SantosTV. In our studio, we have Michelle. Michelle, how you doing today?
Good, and you?
Good, good. How's it going? How's everything?
Pretty good.
Very good. So, Michelle, today, I'm glad to have you back. I want to talk about that reshaping of Providence. We have, as you know, we have a map change of redistricting. Can you say that?
Redistricting. Ever since the census, and it happens every 10 years, so yes.
Right. So everything's going to change. Some people going to be affected.
Yes.
You know, they won't be able to be on the same ward or maybe have the same elected official.
Correct.
So this is going to impact everyone in not just Providence, I think the state of Rhode Island.
I believe so as well.
So one of the things that I wanted to talk to about is I want your opinion. What do you think? What do you expect of this reshaping of our maps?
I get that we have to do the redistricting once we have the census, like I said, every 10 years. Obviously, due to COVID, we've had some setbacks, time delays, and the communities in Providence are just getting informed. I have no idea about the other wards or towns and stuff, but we have 5 meetings coming up. The other night, there were only 5 or 6 people who attended. The next event is February 14th at 6 o'clock at night. I hope everybody can attend. We need everybody out there, any voters, residents. We need your input on everything about the redistricting. Right now, you may have a certain council person, and by the time that they break down these ward maps, which we're not even being shown, and we're not getting a whole lot of input, and they're saying that they're reaching out to everybody, but none of us have gotten letters. None of us have gotten many things. I mean, I only see it on social media sometimes, and so I just spread the word to all different groups, and we need everybody involved.
Yeah, it's been an issue because I found out late, and only a few people told me about it. You know what I mean? And no one else that I asked have no idea what's going on or where this meeting are taking place and how they get there. Or I'm passing out copies of flyers and telling everyone to be there and get involved. But they should have. I mean, our elected officials should have done a better job. Into letting people know what's going on, because we don't hear nothing from them.
Absolutely.
When it's come to campaigning time, you see flyers all over the place. About them and this and they're going to do. But in times like this, when we need information, when we need people to know, this and, go to this meeting and go do that and attend that, and this is happening in your community.
So do they really want our input, or they don't?
I guess not.
They
got all the information to put it out there. They you know what I mean? And they have the means and they have the funds and everything to do it, but nothing is getting done. Nothing is getting out there. We finding information to word of mouth.
What I'm hearing is Common Cause is basically working this project, and it's up to the Board of Elections to inform people. I think, especially since it being election year, I mean, it's quite important. You could be trying to campaign, and you may be talking to people that aren't even in your ward. I mean, when are we going to find this out? Here's another thing. Where's the breakdown? Why aren't they even talking about the breakdown of the numbers, the lines, the redistricting? Put it in blatant terms so everybody knows what you're talking about. The everyday normal person, who's stressed out, who has kids, got to feed the family. Let us know what the wards are going to look like, and reach out to the people. If they can't send out a 25-cent card to everybody like they do when they want us to go and vote, then why should we give our input? But everybody needs to put their input in. Spanish, Black, white community, Asian community. We need all your voices. Everybody's voice needs to be heard.
Well, our elected officials have a responsibility to put it out there because they know what's going on. They've been going to this meeting. So it's, I know that the board of, electors, they have to do their job, but technically, in a way, they're doing it because, they are telling the officials, you need to spread the word. This is going on. So I wouldn't put as much the blame on them.
Oh, absolutely.
I put that blame more on our elected officials that know what's going on, and I'm not telling the community what's going on. So it depends on people like me, You know what I mean? Us, you, yourself, and other people to get a word out there and tell people, like, listen, go out, and find out what's happening in your community, in your neighborhood, in your streets. So when it happens, you don't find yourself, left
Oh,
out.
I didn't know this. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's gonna hit you like a brick.
Yes.
They're doing these meetings. You know what I mean? And the next meeting is on Monday, February 14th.
Like, how many people are going to show up on Valentine's Day?
Love people that love, I guess. So I'm gonna tell people the meeting. So we're gonna have a meeting on February 14th, Monday at 6 p.m. and that's gonna be at Silver Lake Community Center, 529 Plainfield Street, Providence, Rhode Island, 02909. I'm gonna have actually this place on the wall so people can see it. I'm gonna have place it online. Also Tuesday, Feb 22 at 6 p.m. on Nathan Bishop Middle School. Monday, the following Monday, February 28 on the Beaching Center Community Room, and on March the 2nd, Wednesday on March the 2nd, at 6 p.m. That's going to be actually remote through Zoom. And I'm going to have that information available so people can see it and they attend. But it's important for everyone to attend this meeting because this is going to affect the way you vote.
Absolutely.
And it's going to affect, the way even our community get funded.
But you see now how you have that list and everything is at 6 to 8 p.m. Why don't we have different times, morning, afternoon, night, later at night? At that time, everybody's getting out of work. They're stuck in traffic, picking up their kids, trying to cook their meal. Who knows if someone's got after school sports or whatever else they're trying to attend to. They need to have it all different, all mixed. And why not on a Saturday or a Sunday?
I don't know how to do it, and what's behind it. 6, maybe it's not. 7 would, maybe 6:30. 6. I know people get out of work from 4:30 to 5, so they might, if they're interested, have an hour. But to attend, I mean, I think they're doing it through Zoom too. I think both they using both.
One meeting is going to be through Zoom, and then I believe after all these meetings, it's going to be voted upon with the council members.
Right.
So I don't see how they're getting a whole lot of input from their people. And it's the people who vote them in, so they have to be very cautious of keeping us back of knowing things that are going on.
Like I said, this falls upon our elected official. They should send letters, just how they do in campaign season, and send, like 20,000 letters a day. They have the means and they have the funds to send letters to people. And this should be on everyone's mail.
Right now, that should be priority.
That should be priority. This is really important.
I believe so.
I mean, this should be in everyone's mail, by, our elected official, councilman, or, maybe even as a matter of fact, even, a Congress person, because they also have change in their districts. Everyone having a change.
It's election year. It's the perfect time to go out and see everybody, get to know your residents.
Yeah, but they won't, I don't know. I don't know if they don't, some of them don't want us to get the information.
To me, it seems like they don't.
Well,
the word's not really getting out, so we need to spread the word as much as we can.
Well, that's what we're doing over here, and hopefully people get a sense of what's going on, but something has to happen. People need to know that this is happening. This is everyone that sees this, this is extremely important. Make sure that you go out and attend this meeting, and if you can be in person, I know they're doing a Zoom, and I'll have the link. So you can go into your computer or your phone, and you can be part, of this change that's taking place in our community.
Have people send you information or questions as well.
Yeah, you can go on Facebook. You can go on my website, it's SantosTV.live, or you can go on my Instagram. You can go on YouTube. You can go on Twitter, and I will gladly send you all the info that you need, and I'll have that on the screen too, so people can have access.
Absolutely.
And whatever happens, that has to do with the community, I'll always be here, telling people, how to get this done, and how to go about it.
And everybody needs to spread the word.
Everyone needs to spread the word. So, putting that on the side, there's a mask mandate that's going to be lifted. And what's your thoughts on that?
I'm not quite sure. Seems like an odd time to do it. So for Valentine's Day, and then basically for Super Bowl, the excuse is for the sports. I guess because the Super Bowl's coming up, it'll help restaurants. But it's not just the mask mandate. I don't believe that's being dropped. It's also the vaccination proof or something.
Well, I believe that that government officials have been
Inconsistent.
not inconsistent, but I believe that they're doing it because you know some people are pushing for this to happen. Like like they're listening to some of the narrative that people say, oh, we don't want, we feel like freedoms have been taken, and because I believe in the mask. I believe that we should, because as a matter of fact, the flu has gone down because of mask.
But has it really? Where are our numbers?
I seen some on the news some of the numbers, and
Can't trust all the news.
right. Well, I haven't seen a lot of people getting the flu lately.
No, it's all COVID.
Even COVID has dropped down, and I believe it has to do with the mask. And people are trying to protect themselves, and I believe also with the vaccination.
But I think it's every person's choice. Whether you're a parent, you want your child to wear a mask or not, I believe it's the children are not affected as much. Say they have a 99.2% survival rate. A lot of it, I believe it needs to have 4 comorbidities in order of, possibly going on the ventilator or death or God forbid. And I don't know. I mean, our liberties have been taken away, but I think it was all just the process from the previous governor, all the mandates, and
I don't know.
People in the U.S. I don't think are used to that.
That's
And
the
I
thing.
think that's maybe what the issue is.
I think that's the main issue. People in the U.S. are not used to that kind of stuff. But the thing is, we need to remember we are not used to a pandemic either.
No.
What I mean? That's something new. So everything changed, and we have to go with the change. If the pandemic asks to change and go with the mask mandate and and get your vaccine, it's because we have a pandemic going on.
Absolutely. Like
You know,
the
and-
one in 1918, not only that, but why is government or the CDC or the WHO, why are they putting such a long timeline on the data release? Did you know that they're putting like a 55 or 75 year gap to give us all the information? Like what happens when we find out more people had, cancer or something, or more people, there's a thing with suicides and anxiety and depression,
Well, all this stuff takes time because it's a new pandemic. We never had this before. And the scientists, I believe, are doing the best they can to inform the community, and tell us, what, because everything is error, trial, error,
Oh, of course.
and, that's how they work the vaccine. I mean, they already have, the reason the vaccine came out to be so quick is because we already have experience with vaccines.
Yes.
And we have the technology
Yes.
to help with the vaccine. But that's but one of the reasons that data is late is because they need to do testing. That's why in the beginning they was asking people to come and test, and they can study, and study takes it's not overnight.
Oh, I agree, but it takes time, but we should be getting results, a year or two later. We're almost 3 years into a pandemic, and so we should have some sort of results. Is it affecting people? Is it not? They're also saying men are more prone to getting myocarditis. I mean, is that truth?
I mean, I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm not 100%, but I would believe more as scientists than anybody else.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Because they know what they're doing, and that's that's their job. And they are the expert. So if they say put your mask on, and let me tell you something. This thing with the mask, I have traveled to Asia before. In China and Japan or whatever, and they were wearing masks there way
Years.
before
I
for
think they've
years.
been wearing them for years.
For years, I see them with masks, and in the beginning, and I found them weird. Like, what are you wearing masks? And we were not used to that. And but I understood when we have to wear the mask. Why? And keep in mind that China had the avian flu. They have all these other viruses.
Yes.
That
I think they also do it for all the smog and.
Oh yeah, that's another reason. The air pollution.
Yes.
And it helps. So we're not used to that kind of stuff. We used to, do whatever we want, and we kind of spoil in America, and that's why
To
when
an extent, yes, but I mean, how comfortable are you in the mask for 8 hours a day? You know, could you imagine being a child if you're suffering from asthma or you have a panic disorder and and you're
yeah, but
getting children are getting suspended and kicked out of school, and that makes no sense.
well, they're at school for like 4 hours and stuff, and it's for their safety. Because remember, if they don't wear the mask and they go back home with that
Like,
virus,
we give it to their
they're
family,
going to
of
give it to
course.
their family, and you want to save lives. Like the whole thing is about saving life. I mean, the reason we didn't have to do masks before is because we didn't have a pandemic, but we have a pandemic. We have to
But
at
if it's
least
truly
try.
airborne, is the mask really helping?
They do. I think they do help, to be honest, because to some extent. I'm not saying they, don't 100%, but to some extent, I believe the max to help. Because believe me, when someone sneezes around you or in front of you and they do it, and you have the mask,
Oh, everybody panics. I know.
you feel safe. You're like, oh, I got my mask, and you look, because people sneeze and do, cough.
Yeah, but people also sneeze and cough because they have allergies, a tickle in their throat. Now, when you sneeze or cough, everybody looks at you like you have, I don't know.
Yeah, but tell me, don't you feel safer when they do that if you have a mask?
Sometimes.
Don't you feel better?
It depends. I think it depends on my environment. It's like if I'm out in public, of course, I think.
Well, I look at it like this. I saw this guy on TV. I forgot who he was, and this is what he said. He said, "Mask is like seatbelt. You might get into an accident, and it might save you. It might not, but at least your life has an increased chance of survival if you have your seatbelt on, than if you didn't. So mask is the same way. It might do as much as we expect, but it will give you a probability of survival if you use it.
Yeah.
And
I get it to an extent. I do, but it's like we're having problems getting product in the U.S. So how are we getting all these masks here that are made from China? I mean, should we even be trusting that?
Well, we're making masks here. We have
3M
companies,
and Smithfield.
yeah, and before they worked back, but because of in the summer it slowed down and we didn't have the mask mandate. They have time to make more.
Yeah.
So most of them didn't just come from China, but we are making.
I think
a
the
lot
higher temperatures as well.
Yeah, and especially in the
do
summer,
something.
they hired a ton of people. I know people that were working in the 3Ms and making millions of masks, and so that's why we have more now because we're using them more. So it's not mostly from China, although you can get some, but right now it's because we have people working.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Right. So Michelle, I think that will do it for today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here on Santos TV, and I'll see you next time. And to all my viewers, thank you for being here with us, and we will keep you informed. Believe that we'll be here every day and all day, keeping you informed with what's going on in Providence community and in the state of Rhode Island. So thank you again, and I'll see you guys soon.